Greetings all, peace and blessings to all beings. This is Easter Eve, Saturday before the resurrection, the night before the resurrection, and I had just finished a beautiful little Zoom vigil with my church. It was very sweet and touching, just a few of us huddling around the Zoom, and also a fire that our pastor had on the video, and some beautiful chanting and scripture reading and prayer. And boy, it's been a week full of emotions, and I'm trying to move towards my emotions and feel them, because I realize this is the only way to truly process them, heal, experience them in real time, rather than bottling them up or pushing them down and having them fester or transform into something more negative. And so it's been a week of ups and downs, but this evening, on the eve of Easter, my favorite holiday, I'm reminded of this aspect of Jesus' resurrection that the historian John Dominic Crossan, and also you could argue theologian to a certain degree, focuses on quite a bit, which is the communal nature of Jesus' resurrection. You know, the resurrection story predates Jesus. In Egyptian mythology, in Sumerian mythology, I believe. I'm not too good on the specifics, but I know that other avatars or gods or holy beings and in other faiths in that part of the world had a resurrection story as well before Jesus. But what makes Jesus' resurrection unique, one of the things I should say, since there are several, is that wrapped up in it is the resurrection of all life, all beings. And in John Dominic Crossan's theology and my own, and I think the primitive church and the, sort of revival of original teachings, I would say, would emphasize, is that communal resurrection is a powerful testimony to the transformative power of Jesus and the cosmic Christ. And the theology, that I believe in is that empire/civilization, or as John Dominic Crossan says, it's not that civilization necessitates empire. There just hasn't been an example of civilization, high civilization, without empire to some degree. And so one could do a reading of Scripture that this is the fall from Eden. And you even have, in the Hebrew Scriptures, references to this with Cain and Abel, and the shift to agrarianism, the agrarian lifestyle, which came along with civilization, which comes along with empire, etc., etc. And so here we are living in empire, and it's dark right now, the pandemic and Trump and climate change and just so much. And it feels like the light couldn't possibly return because it was bad before this. And it's been bad for a long time for a lot of people. We've been living in a sort of state of darkness in especially Western civilization. One could argue since the Roman Empire, with Christianity, committing persecution and turning into that which it originally opposed, turning into the empire. And so in this moment, I am finding faith and hope and love in the vision of a peasant Jesus who is reborn, who is resurrected in spite of the empire, in spite of the empire's attempts to silence him, to kill him, to give him the death, the execution of a political prisoner, and that Jesus transcends on that Easter morning and resurrects and says, empire does not have the final word. Empire does not have the last say, and we can thank liberation theology and so many great theologians for reviving this ancient truth in the scripture. And so many that have carried the true teachings on. That's another thing I want to be thankful for, is I'm thankful for the true, genuine teachings of Jesus that have been passed down and handed on and protected and kept safe, even as the powers of empire attempt to distort it. And so for that I'm thankful. I'm thankful in the vision of the communal resurrection, timed with spring, to look outside and see the green and see the days getting longer. You do believe the light will return, that this is a moment where we can choose an even more powerful vision of light than was once afforded to us because of this great trial of COVID-19, that perhaps more room, more space, more possibility of greater light, greater fire, greater transformation, greater love can break through now in ways that were not possible before. So I pray for that. That is my hope. I pray that you, whether you celebrate Easter or not, whether you follow the teachings of Jesus or not, that you are finding hope and resurrection in your own way, in your own life. And I'm thankful to have a church community that I feel I can truly commune with over these teaching, these principles, these great ancient truths. And I send you all blessings, and for my Jewish brothers and sisters, happy Passover, and lots of love to all. Peace and blessings, and happy Easter.